Here's your word for the day from Calvary in Lake Havasu. Visit us on the web at calvaryaz.com.
Hey Calvary, it's Pastor Ruben from the Parker campus, and here's your word for the day. As a follower of Jesus, have you taken time to stop and reflect on how far and wide God has used you and your life to reach others? By simply putting your faith in Him. Today we're going to read how Jesus compares the kingdom of God to a mustard seed, and we're going to see how God can do a lot with just a little. Mark chapter 4, starting at verse 30, it says this. And he said, "With what can we compare the kingdom of God, or what parable shall we use for it? It's like a grain of mustard seed, which when sown on the ground is the smallest of all seeds on earth. Yet, when it is sown, it grows up and becomes larger than all garden plants and puts out large branches so that the birds of the air can make nests in its shade." The beginnings of the church literally started with a handful of disciples, which at that time seemed super insignificant, almost like a tiny mustard seed. But then it grew, and it grew into a worldwide influence that has changed countless lives throughout the generations, including yours and mine, as a follower of Jesus. All because God can do a whole lot with just a little. You see, when you give your life to Jesus by putting your faith in Him, it starts with you. And as you follow Jesus wholeheartedly, you will share your faith with others, always starting with the people you have influence with. Parents, your children, grandparents, your grandchildren. But let me pause there for a minute and see how far and wide your reach will be when you do that. When you lead your children to a life-changing relationship with Jesus, just think about this, right? They in turn will lead their children into a life-changing relationship with Jesus, and so forth and so on. It gives a whole new meaning to your family tree when Jesus is in your lives. But think of the generations that it will serve, or that will serve God, because it all started with you. Now that's just family. Think about friends and coworkers, as you reach them, who they will reach because you reach them, all simply because you shared your faith. It's not radical faith. It's not crazy faith. It's simply faith in Jesus. This is why Jesus also said, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you can move mountains just by putting your faith in Him. He can do great things in and through your life for His kingdom. You see, my hope for you today is that by reflecting on how far and wide God has used you and your life to reach others, that it encourages you and it fans the flame in you to keep sharing your faith with someone today, this week, as long as you live. That it keeps you on mission today of leading many people to a life-changing relationship with Jesus Christ. Because God can do a lot with just a little. Calvary, I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless you.